Boot campers, what's up? Here we go. We're going to take a look right over here at Sheets. You can see that we're going to fire up our Google Boot Camp Classroom, and we're going to go in and find an activity called Sheets Boot Camp Level 1, and we're going to go through all the skills that we're going to need using Google Sheets. Really pretty cool stuff. Okay, so again, we're going to fire up Classroom. As you can see right here, I'm going to find my copy of the Boot Camp worksheet. So here it is. I'm going to pop this out full screen here for us so we can really get a feel for what's going on with Sheets. And you can see right over there, we're going to take down all of the individual tabs, right? You can see here that a tab is at the bottom of my sheet, and we'll see different tabs that represent different sheets of data. That's these guys right here, and that's what we're going to work through starting right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to beginning 2, cell formatting, and what we're going to do is we're going to take down these activities right here. So what you can see way over there on the left is the type of formatting that we're going to work with. The middle column is what I'm going to attempt to make the right-hand column look like using the menu tools here. So again, let's dive in. And as the video support has been going, what I'd like you to do is try to take down those challenges on your own. So go ahead and pause this video, right? Pump the brakes, see if you can knock out those challenges, and if you could use a little assistance, fire us back up. Here we go. Okay, so bold text, I'm going to simply click in that cell to make that happen, and I'm going to come up here to the menu and find the bold button. Same could be said for italics. Again, click the cell, the italics I will get the job done. Strike through text, again, clicking the cell, coming right up here and finding this S with the line through it, striking through. Wrapping text, okay, so again I'm going to choose this particular cell, and I'm going to come up here to Format. Under Format, you can see that text wrapping is an option, and I want to wrap the text. Okay, so again, these cells are now going to match. Align left, choose the cell. You can see here under Horizontal Align that if I want to send this over to the left, I'm just going to click the left alignment. There we are. Center Align would be the same. Again, choose the cell. Pop down the drop down for the horizontal alignment. Centers the guy there. Right alignment would work the same way. Choose the cell, pop this down, and let's get over there to the right hand side. Text color, no big deal here. Again, choose the cell, and what we're going to do is find this capital letter A with the drop down. Find your color choice, red. Background fill. Okay, so I'm going to choose the cell. The paint bucket is my guy this time. I'm going to choose the drop down there. Go yellow. Match those up, and now we're going to mess with some data types, right? You can see here that I've got some scientific notation in this cell. Right over there, I'm going to need kind of standard number notation, right? So what I can do is I can come under Format, choose Number, and I'm going to go Automatic on this one, right? Automatic's going to make it match what it feels it should. Currency, this one's kind of cool and easy. Just like in the cells above, I'm going to click that cell, and this one's actually pretty cool because there's a number of menu items here, right? You can see that Format as Currency is one of those. I'm going to go ahead and check that. That'll give me the decimal and the dollar sign. We had some scientific notation earlier, so I'm going to choose that cell, Format, Number, and we're going to go scientific. Boom. Percentage. Okay, so this time we've got a menu item for that. I'm going to come right up here and format as a percent. There we go. Rounding to the nearest thousandths. Click the cell. Right in here you can see that I can increase decimal places or decrease decimal places. In this case, I'm going to increase it and send that decimal to the right. So I'm just going to click it once, twice, 3 times to get out there to the thousandths place. This time, down here where I'm talking about 100, rounding to the nearest whole number, I'm going to kick that decimal left 1, 2, 3 times. And now I'm in business. So you can see here that I've taken down the tab for beginning to cell formatting. Oops, right over there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll pick it up when we come over here to beginning 3 functions, part 1. Very thorough look at sheets. All right, so here we are, beginning 3 functions, part number 1. I'm going to start working with the functions within a sheet. Okay, so what I want to do here in this row is I want to sum, right? You can see here that I want to add C6 through F6, right? So what I'm going to do is pop into this cell right here, right? I want equals sum, right? And then what I'm going to do is throw in some parentheses, and I have C6 colon, right? Don't sleep on the colon, through, I want to go F6, right? And then I'm going to close those parentheses out. I'm going to hit enter to run that, and as the cell indicates, right, it's hard to see because my big head's in the way, I should have an answer there of 19, and in fact I do, because that's the formula that I've got. Okay, same to be said for averaging. All right, so what we're going to do now is move down here to row number 9, okay, where this time we want an average. Forgot my equal sign. We want an average of, this time we're going to go C9 colon, that means through F9, right? And we're going to close those brackets out, hit enter. I should have 525, and my cheat sheet in the cell there says I should have 5.25. Okay, so now we're going to duck right down here where we've got several rows of data at the same time. Okay, so just like before, here in this particular row, I want the sum, this is row 12, of C12 through, so again, colon, F12. Keep trying to throw that colon in there. And I'm going to close the bracket and hit enter. And again, you can see here when I click on this little cheat sheet here, I've got a sum of 27. Now what I'm going to do to extend this function or this formula is I'm going to hit this little square that pops up here in my cell that I've done it. I'm just going to simply drag that formula down through the remaining rows of the data that I'm looking to get. Okay, so let me back that up one. All right, so again, you see this blue square here. I'm simply going to put my crosshairs on that blue square and simply drag the formula down through the remaining cells. Pretty cool. I'm going to do that same function down here with the average feature, right? So again, I'm going to equal average, parenthesis. This time I've got row 18, so that's going to be C18 through F18. Close that parenthesis out. There's my average. Now again, I'm just going to grab this blue square here and bring it down through the remaining cells that I'm looking to get the average data for. All right, so we're going to go down here next, and we're going to take a look at intermediate functions, part 2. Okay, so we'll pick it back up over there. All right, so going a little more advanced with functions right here. So you can see right here in row number 7 that I got some pretty tricky challenges here. So I'm going to use my formulas to get the answer. In this first case, we're looking for a sum of, I believe it's 2.375. 2.375, here we go, let's take it down. So I'm looking to equal a sum of, let's see, we've got C7 here through E7, right? So that's C7 through E7. But then we're going to divide by F7, right? And I'm going to run that, and you can see that I do in fact get that value of 2.375. So I did structure that correctly. So that's how we would get that. Now we're looking over here to get a product of 252 by multiplying these 4 cells. So to get this one off the ground, just like before, we're going to start with the sum. And again, we're looking for 252 here. So we're going to start with the sum in our brackets. And now we're on row number 8. So we're going to go C8 times D8 times E8 times F8. And again, we should get a value of 252, which in fact we do by plugging that formula in. Okay, so now we're going to drop down to row number 9, where we're going to multiply the first 3 and then divide by that fourth one. And what we're looking for here is a value of 37.5. Okay, so let's see if we can knock that out. So just like in the previous two examples, right, we're going to start out with the sum. And again, we're on row 9. So we're going to start with C9, and we're going to multiply that by D9. And we're going to multiply that by E9. I'm going to close that bracket, and then we're going to divide by F9, and we're hoping to get 37.5, which we do. Okay, so now it's going to get super duper tricky. We're going to drop down to row 10 here, where we're going to multiply the first times the second, then we're going to add the third, and multiply the fourth again. And there's a little hint over there. Use the extra parentheses. Okay, so we're going to take down the function here on row number 10. All right, so in this final one, right, what we're doing here is we're multiplying the first two times each other, right? And again, I've used the hint of the extra parentheses here. So what we're doing is multiplying C10 times D10, right? We're adding E10, which is this value here, and then we're multiplying it by that fourth number. And again, what we're looking for here is a sum, in this particular case, of 189. So again, my formula matches the requirement right over here of multiplying those first two, adding the third, multiplying the fourth. There's the formula there. I hit enter, and we end up with that sum of 189. Using formulas can be pretty sweet here within Sheets. We'll pick this up again. Next challenge, special functions. Funciones de especial. Here we go. All right, so here on this sheet, what we're looking to accomplish is some if logic, right? So if the values in a particular cell are greater or less than a specific mark, then we want the cell to kind of autofill. So here you can see in this case that if we want, we quickly want to be able to see if a student has scored less than 7 on this particular thing, that's a fail. Greater than 7, it's a pass, right? So what our formula ultimately in this case, or our function, is going to look like here is something like this, right? If this cell, B3, is less than 7, it's a fail. Otherwise, it's a pass. This particular value in B3 is a pass, right? Because it's 9, which is greater than 7. So it fits that logic. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter to have that fill. But then again, what I'm going to do to make this autofill is I'm going to come in here and grab this blue square, and I'm going to drag the formula through the remainder of these cells, and it will apply that rule to those cells. Okay, so again, that logic was if the value in B3 here is less than 7, that's a fail. Otherwise, it's a pass. And then again, what we did was we dragged that formula down through the remainder of the cells there. So give that a go. And what we'll do next is look to take down this unique function, where we're going to look to find the number of unique entries in this column, right? As you can see, Alex is in here a number of times. Tina is in here a number of times. And what we want to do is whittle that down to just a singular entry for each name. So over here again, we've got the names. Now I've started my cell out with unique entries, and we're looking here at column F. Okay, so that first value in column F is F3, right? So I'm just going to key in F3, and I want to know the number of unique values in column F from F3 through F20 here. walked out, parentheses too soon. F20, right? There is the formula. I'm going to hit enter, and there are my unique values like the right-hand column here. So Alex, Ted, Alicia, Tina, Jerry, Gina. Those are the unique names within this column F. Okay, so again, let's back that up one more time. We're starting with the unique tag. Then we're our values, right? So we're going F3 through F20. We're going to close that bracket, hit the enter key, and there are our unique values from column F. Again, pretty powerful, pretty cool sheets. So we're going to now slide over again one more time to intermediate 3. We're going to sort some columns now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to dive in here as the directions say. I'm going to highlight the whole table. All right, easy enough. And then I'm going to come up here to data and say I want to sort these ranges. Okay. And then as the directions indicate right over here, we're going to use these column headers, right? So I'm going to click this box and I want to sort by name, right? So I want alphabetical. I'm going to want Alan at the top with all the data accredited to Alan to follow him as well. So I'm going to go A to Z using the name function, and I'm going to go ahead and sort, and notice what happens. Alan is now at the top. Okay, but let's say I wanted to sort by food alphabetically, which it looks like we're okay, or score, right? I want the lowest score first, or something to that effect. So this time, same rules apply. I'm going to sort the range. I'm going to say there's a header row, and this time I'm going to go score, right? So by filtering by score and sorting, you can see now that the lowest number is at the top, but again, all the information accredited or tied to 3, who is Tina, and her favorite color is pink, and her favorite food is scrambled eggs, follows the same suit. So let's say I want Ruben at the top of this with his 10 and pancakes in purple. Okay, so let's say I would go to the data tab, sort the range, and again I'm going to check this box, and I want to sort by score. But I want to sort it Z to A, right? So the lowest, or in this case the highest number would be the lowest alphabetically. That doesn't make any sense, but that's how the Google does it, right? So I'm going to choose that box and hit sort, and that should elevate Ruben and his purple and his pancakes to the top. Okay? So we've got couple more to go here on sheets. We're going to go intermediate basic charting 4. Here we go. This is kind of fun, right? So what we've done is right over here, we've set you up with some data, and we're going to just simply insert some graphical information that goes along with that data, right? So to make this happen, I'm simply going to highlight the chart or the information that I want to make my chart. Okay, and so what I want to do is insert a chart, right? This just happens to be a typical frequency table, right? So I can get that in a pie format, in a horizontal or vertical bar chart. I'm going to stick with a vertical bar chart, right? You can see my color frequency and favorite color labels are there. I'm going to go ahead and hit insert, and it will simply dump that data onto my page. Right, so there's the color frequency versus the favorite color, and I can kind of just move it around like an image. Let's do that same thing for the favorite food and the number of times students voted for that, or something to that effect. Right, so here we go. We're going to highlight that table. We're going to come up here to insert a chart. Right, I want to go horizontal this time with my food frequency. Right, so I'm going to insert that again, and just a quick visual representation. I can see that the most popular item here is pancakes, with a 10 as the number of times that was chosen. Okay, and again, I can treat this just like an image here in my document. Next piece of information, we've got a little time going by, right? So to me, whenever I see time going by. That speaks line graph or a plot to me, right? So just like we did before, I'm going to highlight the data here. I'm going to come into Insert. Again, I've got a chart, and Google's pretty savvy. It's pretty smart. Recognizes that I kind of want some time going by. So I'm gonna kind of choose this one with a fill underneath, right? I'm going to insert that. And you can see kind of the months are kind of scattered about. What I can do is elongate that so I can get them all kind of on the same plane there. And again, just like before, I now have a pretty sweet, easily made little chart, provided I had the data, right? That's the important piece, is capturing the data. But once I have the data formatted here in a spreadsheet, I can quickly just insert a visual representation of that data using the insert chart function. Okay, so we're going to slide over here to protected sheets and ranges. All right, we only want to edit a specific part, or we only want to grant somebody specific space or permissions within the sheet. Right, so that's where we're going to pick up the protected sheets and ranges tab here. All right, so to do this, I'm going to come up here under data, and I want to protect a sheet or a range, right? And I want to add this sheet, right? So I'm going to choose sheet, except I want to protect, I want to allow B3 through B6 to be editable, right? So what I'm going to do there is throw in B3 through B6. The sheet is protected except for this range, and I go ahead and set that permission and say done. Right, to check your handiwork, go ahead and share this with somebody near you to see if they can edit B3 through B6, but not the rest of it. Okay, that'll be your kind of telltale sign there. So we've protected, again, this range here on the sheet. No one should be able to edit any of the remainder of the sheet, just simply that range of data. So some pretty tricky stuff there with sheets. Hopefully you can knock out all of that. Again, pause these videos, rewind them, do whatever necessary. See if you can knock down some of these challenging formulas and things within sheets. Way to go, boot camp.